Hello everybody, this is Waldorf,
And this is Statler.
and today we've got Battle Report 142,
142.
which is the last practice game I have before the Battlecry tournament. This was played at Huzzah Hobbies against the Kingdom of Equitaine. So, Orcs and Goblins, here's my list. Again, same list I've been playing. Take a pause if you want to read through it.
Or not.
Or not, if you know. Kingdom of Equitaine, he's got a Duke, who's a general on a hippogriff, with the questing vow and the faith of Percival. He's got another Duke on a hippogriff with questing vow and Uther's conviction.
Okay.
He's convicted. Paladin BSB, again with the questing oath. Willow's ward on a barded horse. And a damsel who's a master of druidism on a horse.
Yeah. Dudism.
Dudism. I guess that is a barded horse.
Yes.
12 Knights of the Realm, full command.
It's a barded war horse. Thank you very much.
Whatever. We discredit it. It's not a wolf. It's not a boar. Who cares?
Yeah. It's not as good as a boar or
It's
a
a
wolf.
horsey looking thing.
Yeah.
It's not as good as a boar. Boars are actually really good now. Knights of the Realm, 12 of them, full command, banner of the last charge. 9 Knights, more Knights of the Realm with full command. 5 mounted yeomen, light armor, shield, bow, lance, fully loaded guys. And 24 Knights Forlorn.
Yeah, he likes the bow better than the throwing weapons.
Throwing weapons. Full command, because I think in his thing, I think he figures he's going to be out of range sometimes.
Yeah.
At least gives him something to shoot. Those are his only shooting attacks in the entire army, by the way.
Yes.
Including magic missiles. 24 Knights Forlorn with full command, the banner of the Relentless Company, the Sacred Reliquary, and 9 Grail Knights with full command.
Wonder where that reliquary is going.
I think he's just going to run it on his own.
Yeah. Put it with the Grail Knights.
It does give itself a +1 armor save.
There is that.
In combat. It doesn't have to be in unit for that. So, I just took a picture of this because I was actually he's showing off his Knights Forlorn.
Just finished painting. These are all Black Tree design.
From Black Tree, you're correct. From the Black Tree design guys.
I know, I told him to buy them from there.
Good point. He did a nice job with these. It's a nice unit. It just needs to fix his movement tray and he's all set.
Yeah, and the big statue is his reliquary.
Correct.
With 2 guys up front.
So there's my spells for the game. Raven's Wing, Will-O-Wisp, Bring the Pain, Bewitching Glare, and I took Wheel Turns, planning to use it if I had to against a charging, a knight unit that was going to charge me. Something to help.
Okay.
So there you have it. There's the setup. Again, we deployed back and forth until I think he only had 3 left, which is not many. And I dropped to get a +3.
Okay. We got 2 woods. So what's the lake count as?
Water.
Water.
Just
okay.
a water feature. Impassable on the far right.
Okay. And a building.
Building there.
And 2 hills.
2 woods, 2 hills. These new set of trees too.
Yeah, your new fancy.
I actually
trees.
like these trees. They're not. I don't think they look quite as good as some of the other trees, but
they're much more resilient.
They are a lot more resilient for carrying around. And I did new tree bases, so
yeah, I see that.
Got that working.
They're not all shiny and chippy looking.
No, they haven't been beat up. They'll get there, believe me.
Yes.
Anyway, so on his side, Grail Knights, small unit Knights of the Realm, as far as 9 is, if you can consider 9 Knights a small thing. Knights Forlorn.
Well, it's as big as they can get. So, the regular Knights, you mean? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And 12 Knights with the banner last charge here. Yep. And 5 yeomen. And I won. I was scared because I rolled to go first, and I rolled a 1. And I just saw it coming where he was going to outdo me, but he did not. I did get to go first. And I think this is still set up. Just showing my deployment. There's his deployment.
Oh, so you got a hippogriff on the flank and 1 behind.
I forgot the hippogriff on the flank. Correct. Hippogriff on the flank over here and hippogriff over there. Vanguards, he came up to here and I came up to here.
Okay.
So we go to turn 1. The Wolf Riders don't move. That way they need 4s to hit when they're shooting. Boar Riders here on the left come forward. Just wanted to get within range of a couple things with their 18 inches.
Yep, because it was zapping.
Just so I can proceed to irritating people.
Mm-hmm.
Off on the right, the two Nashers come up here to behind just to get an angle out this way, and the boar riders start heading around the impassable.
Mm-hmm.
Crossbows don't move because they're all within 30 inches range of the Grail Knights, and the spider with the flinger does not move either. But my two blocks in the center come forward. So the crossbows kill. I think the crossbows killed one. Get launcher killed one, and I got the web launcher off to cause them dangerous terrain and -1 to their initiative.
Okay.
Back to hit bottom of turn 1. He makes his march test with. I don't think he made his march test. I think he just walked up here to get between me.
Did you not wound him, or what happened?
I shot at him 4 or 5 times and couldn't wound him.
Nothing happened. Mm-hmm.
I think I hit him once, wounded, and he saved it.
Mm.
So he came to here. Hippogriff comes up to threaten my flanks. And everything else just kind of moves forward slow, not much.
Mm-hmm.
Taking his time. We're playing the one where the 3 markers, you have to pick them up and carry them.
Oh, okay.
Secure the loot, whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll go to turn 2. Like that. I forgot to take a picture. And
a fancy die.
Wanted to
action go in there.
Wanted to make an effort to have the turn numbers
Uh-huh.
showed up. So, going on to turn 2.
You know, you could just insert a slide.
A blank slide.
It said turn 2.
I didn't want to do that. I like this better.
Yeah.
I think this might be my standard turn marker
The standard
from now
marker,
on.
yeah.
Anyway.
You should like hide it someplace on the, where's the turn marker?
Yeah, that's true. So, going into this, Wolf Riders move back on that side. The Boar Riders just reformed slightly at an angle and backed up a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because this Hippogriff cannot charge me this way.
Right.
Because he can't fit in there.
Mm-hmm.
And if they charge me, he can't fit in there.
Yeah.
So, I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
I did move my general to the left side of my orc unit.
Okay.
And because my BSB has also joined the orc unit,
Okay.
the iron orc unit, to give them the steadfast, stubborn. So there's no characters in the Ed Bashers at the moment. Off on the right, I just moved around a little bit with the guys. I didn't want to get any closer to this guy on the hill with his rerollable charge.
Mm-hmm.
Swooping down off that hill and
Yes.
destroying a unit.
Yes, he can re-roll off a hill, but not from the sky.
Correct. The hills are much higher than the
Yeah.
sky. Killed another Grail Knight. I don't know why it's 2 marked, but killed off an entire back rank of his Grail Knights is gone now. Yay! I've killed 3, which is good. The Wolf Rider Mage, who was in this unit of boars down here on the bottom left, made his march test and zipped down here. He has no shooting at all
missiles.
and no magic missiles, so I'm just going to wander around here and we're going to annoy him.
Unless he sends those yeomen back that way.
If he does, correct. If he does, I'll be in big trouble. So there you have that.
He has no throwing weapons.
Well, my concern, if he does, that would have been different. If he had throwing weapons, I don't think I would have tried it. The other thing is, if he goes back there, I'll just peg him with a get launcher if I have to.
Yeah.
I'd rather not be shooting at them, but they don't seem to be doing much elsewhere. So, anyway. Moving on. So on his turn, he decides to charge the flank of the boars. I'm not sure what possessed him to do that, but he decided to go ahead and do it. Unless he kills 2, I'm going to be steadfast 9 with a reroll, because I have a rank and he's light troop, so he does not.
Yeah, he probably wasn't thinking about that.
But anyway, so he charged into there. And other Hippogriff comes down off the hill, and you can see, his other Hippogriff moves to the edge of the hill,
right,
just to get better angles on everybody. Other Hippogriff comes to behind the building, the impassable, where I can't see him, but the only really thing he can threaten from that spot is the crossbowman, and even that's a decently long charge.
Yeah.
He can probably make it, but not guaranteed. there. Uh, just thought I'd just threaten the, the Wolf Rider riding. Wolf Rider Maze just riding along with his knights. He came forward a bit with them. Apparently he's not worried about getting charged in the flank by that guy. The Grail Knights come forward, peek out around the hill. And he came in and actually...
He grew back to Grail Knights.
That's what it was. That's why I took a picture of that. You've noticed nothing more discouraging than after you kill 3 80-point models to see them just come back.
Yeah.
Anyway. So he grows those 3 back, but he did roll triple 4s to do it, which was a miscast. It means he gets amnesia and loses that spell.
Well, that's hopeful.
So even though he got 3 back, he can't cast that spell anymore. So he charged, killed 1. I made my test, turned to face him.
Mm-hmm.
I slid down to corner all the way across, so that way I'm an inch further from the unit up there.
Yeah.
from the charging knights from next turn. And we'll go to turn 3.
I doubt that fight's going to be there next turn.
If it is, I just, like I said, don't want to, an inch further. Maybe it'll help me, maybe it won't, but why not take it? So going into my turn 3, the Wolf Riders have failed their march test and just came forward a bit, so they can shoot through the gap.
Oh, you didn't charge the back of those guys.
It's my turn 3.
So I said you didn't charge the back.
Oh, I did not charge the back of them. I probably should have. I thought they could do it on. I think they can do it on their own, so I didn't bother.
Mm-hmm.
Over on the top right, you can see the Boar Boys made their march test, and they came up or looped around and faced in towards the center of the board.
Yep.
That gives them a flank charge on the Grail Knights, which, we all know how effective that will be.
One never knows.
But it threatens things.
Yeah.
And the 2 Nashers reposition themselves to stay behind the
6 on the
impassable.
charge?
Strength 5, common.
6-5?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't buy the full lances for him.
Ah.
It's odd enough that the lance upgrade is 3 points for an Ed Basher, 4 points for a common orc.
Oh, really?
On a boar. Just
Yeah, that's odd.
I have no idea why it would be more for a common orc than an Ed Basher. Because the Ed Basher gets more out of it, because he goes up to strength 7 on the charge.
Yeah.
Doesn't he? 4, 5, 7. Anyway, whatever. Just a momentary rant. They are strength 5 on the charge, but not terribly scary. So that's it. And I've joined them now.
Yes,
I figure
around.
if I turn around and face the way they do and march along with them, they won't notice me.
This is when he tells you, "Oh, I forgot. I have a fireball."
A guy with a breath weapon, and he rides out of the unit and turns around and faces me. Yeah. So the fight goes on here. We kill 1 each.
Okay.
That's rather disgusting for me.
Yeah.
Not thrilled at all with that. And that's the turn. You can see there's a casualty here. The web launcher has fired and hit this unit, did a wound, and gave basically now he's -1 to his initiative in dangerous terrain. I've cast the Will-O-Wisp spell on the Grail Knights.
Okay.
So they have 2d6. Or no. Is that what that is? Or is that... This is the Will-O-Wisp spell.
Okay.
This is the evil eye. I think that's an evil eye marker to give him -1 movement.
Oh, okay.
That's what it is. I cast the Will-O-Wisp spell on this unit. Because after checking, he pivots on his center.
Right.
Pivoting on his center, he can't get back to my Wolf Rider.
Okay.
Which I had to check. To be concerned with. Giving somebody random movement when you're trying to hide in his backfield sometimes is a bad idea. But I did check it first. So his turn, he comes down off the hill and decides to get rid of a Get Launcher.
Okay.
His other Duke comes around to the flank of didn't want to go to the front of them. So it came around the flank, which was probably a smart idea because I'm steadfast 9 with a reroll, and then these 2 guys waiting in the flank to charge.
And why take the shots?
And why take the stand and shoot shots? Yeah. Correct. It puts him a turn further out, but it's fine.
Yeah.
So the unit that had the Will-O-Wisp spell on it comes forward.
Mm-hmm.
I think he came forward 7.
Okay.
Which he brought his other 2 units up to kind of support him.
Mm-hmm.
The Grail Knights backed up a bit to, so the Boar Riders don't have their flank any longer. Because even though the Boar Riders probably aren't going to kill them or hurt them that bad, the Boar Riders in their flank, a charge and a flank might stand up enough to tie him up. So
yeah,
I think he backed up so he didn't have to deal with that. He came in and did 5 wounds.
Okay.
So he had a charge and 5 wounds, and I passed my test and stood there. Which is bad. All right. Up here he does another wound to the Boar Riders, but they finally killed him. I wanted to let him go. I actually killed 3 of him. He had 1 left, and I wanted to let him go, but I failed my test to restrain.
Okay. Even
though it was rerollable 9, because the general's right beside, within range. Yeah. I failed the rerollable 9 and had to chase him. I didn't catch him, but I ended up, he died when he ran through the Wolf Riders.
Right, okay.
But unfortunately, I don't have this. I wanted this unit to be back around to be able to use for chaff.
Looks like it cost you a magnet.
Other thing, it did. He killed my guy off his magnet.
Kill him off his magnet.
Which is unhappy. There's that. And the rest of that. So going into turn 4, I think I just showed that because I picked up he killed my war machine. I don't know why I didn't have it lifted in that picture.
Okay.
So going into turn 4, my turn. Actually, that was his turn, so it is still there. Never mind. Going into my turn 4, I think. Yep. So I declare the war cry, and the Ed Bashers charge into the unit of Knights of the Realm, needing a 6. He's got the stone skin off on the Knights Forlorn.
Oh, okay.
With in addition to the Oaken Throne. So I think they're toughness 6 right now.
7, right?
What's that?
Oh, 3. I'm sorry, yeah.
Plus 3, right?
Yeah.
So I decide not to do that, and the Iron Orcs decide to go join in the fun.
Okay.
And really beat up this unit. And because they both make it, it was not that far of a charge.
He didn't run away?
He can't. He's got random
movement.
He's
got the random movement stuff, yeah.
That's the second ability of that spell that's really nice.
Yeah.
My thought here is the Iron Orcs, we crush this unit, the Iron Orcs overrun into this unit. The fight doesn't happen until his turn after this is lifted.
Right.
And I can binding scroll that and take it out. So the Wolf Riders come up to chaff this unit, keep it out of the fight.
So they can't help out.
And the the 3 remaining Boar Riders
come to grab a token.
Come park on the token so they can pick it up next turn. Both Nashers come forward just to get out of. They don't want to get charged by this guy. The Duke. There's another one hiding here behind the tree. The crossbows stay where they are and it's going to stand and shoot. I'm looking at my steadfast check if he charges me with that Duke. But I'm only a leadership 7.
Yeah.
So good and bad. I'm going to cast Will-O-Wisp on that unit. My goal on this turn was to get Will-O-Wisp off on the Grail Knights.
Okay.
So I move my mage clear space so they can still. He's outside of 12 of them. If it does go off, so that, and I do get it off on them.
Okay.
So they have the Will-O-Wisp 2d6 random movement. These 2 units crush the Knights down to 1.
No surprise.
You can see him fleeing there. He rolled like an 11 to flee from this spot, clipped the corner, ran through, and went to there.
Okay.
They're immune to psychology. They don't really care about that. But
looks like you shot off some more Grail Knights also.
And I shot off another Grail Knight.
Or 2.
Killing like 1 a turn or something.
Yeah.
So that's where you have it. I decided not to overrun with this unit. I'm trying to, and I can't figure out why. Anyway, this unit did not overrun. There's 2 things I should have done here.
You didn't want to be charging into spears?
I didn't want to be, but yeah, I think that's what it was. I didn't want to be charging in the spears. But because they held, I should have reduced by a flank. I mean, by a rank, and gone down to 5 with both these units,
Right.
which would have let them angle a little bit. But as it was, I kind of sit where I am. And I've been enamored with the web launcher in this game, as you can see.
Yes.
This is turn 4, and the spider has not left his spot in the
Yeah,
woods.
in the woods.
So
well,
bottom.
If he's going to find a place, it would be in the woods.
Yes. And then of course, on his turn, on my turn, this is where he finished up the war machine on the back.
Okay.
And turned to face the center of the board. And now we're going into the bottom of turn 4.
Okay.
So the one Duke charges into the flank of the crossbows. They have the chaff in front of them. They go deal with it.
Did he fail a charge, or he just moved up?
He just moved up. He decided not to charge with it.
Okay.
And elected not to charge with the Knights Forlorn either.
Okay.
But they did pick up the token and move back. He's wheeled back a little bit.
Yeah.
Sorry, reformed and backed up. So there you have that. And did he get the stone skin off again, or has he just not picked it up yet? I think he just hasn't picked it up yet. There we go. Oh, he must have got it off again.
Why? It's not on him anymore.
What's that? What is that?
Something's
Oh, no,
on you.
sorry, that's me.
Yeah.
He's got entangling roots, I believe, on the...
Okay.
oh, no, not entangling roots. This is on the Iron Orcs. He has the one that makes me count as being in a forest.
Oh, okay.
I'll figure what that is.
Yeah. Okay.
So his big knight bus over here crushes the Wolf Riders, turns to
And
face back in. And he kills a bunch of my crossbow orcs, and they fail their test. And he
runs them down.
Did not run them down, but they ran off the board.
Okay.
They're so wide. By the time they got through everything, they're off the board.
And he didn't run through hit your spider.
No, it was like 12 away.
Oh, okay.
Remember, that unit's 10 wide,
quite large, yeah.
At an inch long, and they weren't an inch away from more than an inch away from the spider, so not likely. So going into turn 5, we elect to go in. We could not get both units in this time. The Ed Bashers could not make it.
They were both frontal charges?
They were both front charges, and this unit couldn't wheel enough.
So he had to face...
make room.
He had to pivot to hit you.
So I hit him, and he had to pivot to hit me.
Yeah.
Correct.
Which gave the flank.
Which gives him the flank over here. Which he pretty much has.
It gives you the flank on your turn.
And I moved forward and turned when it was with this unit.
Yeah.
And turned enough to put the back corner onto the marker.
Oh, okay.
And the Boar Boys marched up their 14 to put their corner in the marker too. So one of the two was in position.
So they can fight each other for it.
So they can fight over it. The Mage, of course, moves back into the center. You can see his Grail Knights from last turn when they took the Will-O-Wisp. They moved backwards.
He backed up with him, okay.
Rather than push him out. He was worried about pushing him out here when both these units were free.
Right.
So he went backwards with them. And there you have that.
And even 2 Nashers wouldn't be fun to have hit you.
No, it wouldn't. And the spider comes around to keep him out of the fight. The spider moved around and got in front of this guy so he can't see past me.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, because he can fly over you.
He can fly over me, but he can't see anything out there because I've screened him off from everything.
I see.
Which is the most useful this guy will be of the whole game.
You've been web launchering quite
He's been web
effectively.
launchering stuff. So we go into this fight. He kills 3 of me, and I kill, looks like only 6 of him.
Only?
Well, I mean, the general himself should kill quite a few.
You didn't go after the relic?
I did not. I should have gone after the reliquary, and I did not. No more, come to think of it. I think, what's it give them? Fight an extra rank?
Gives them armor save and stubborn.
And an armor save. It does not give them stubborn anymore.
Oh, does it?
No. I asked him, and that's gone.
Oh, that's a
I think it's fight an extra rank and their +1 armor. So going into the bottom of the turn, he charges in the flank of my Ironworks. I'm not sure why. Going back to look at this, I mean, I couldn't have got him off my flank. I'm just not sure why I didn't move down to put more attacks on the knights. Maybe because they're as good as me and they're putting out damage.
Could be, although it looks like if you reformed all the way over, you may have got them into the front.
I don't.
Of course, the photograph always misleads.
The photograph's a little bit, but I think the problem is coming straight off there to get him in my front. I don't even the farthest out I can go is here, and he's still in my flank.
Yeah.
So I just don't. When I saw that, I don't know why. I think I just stopped and just didn't move at all. Anyway, if nothing else, I should have pulled the 3 on the right back into the and gone to 5 wide instead of 6.
Yeah.
But whatever. Not sure it would have mattered with this unit coming into my flank because he's raised his final wound again with the Druidism, attribute. And both the hippogriffs have flown over here to the right.
Okay.
And he elected not to. I thought he might double team the spider.
Yeah.
Both charge it, but he elected not to. I mean, because that's 8 strength 6 attacks and 8 strength 5 attacks, all going before the spider.
Well, no, because he's got. Oh, he doesn't.
He's got 2 hippogriffs. Both those are 4 strength 5, right?
Right, but they got great weapons, so.
Well, and then the rider. Oh, yeah, the rider's.
Unless he uses it as a light lance, and then it's going to be strength 5.
But even so, anyway, one way or another, I thought he might do it.
Yeah.
But he decided not to, and came out to here. And I see that.
Well, they're very nice in a infantry block, so.
What's it? Oh, getting into an infantry block? Yeah, I think that's what he's preferring. So there you have that. And I picked up the...
Oh.
Yes, he smashed me. Yeah, I must... Anyway. No, I didn't. Okay, so anyway. So he smashes me down. I mean, he just destroys the entire unit. I mean, there's 12 impact hits. It's strength 4, which is doing a number on me. I went to hand, weapon, and shield to hope for the armor save, but that wasn't enough. Smashes me down to my general. He auto brakes and runs. He pursues me to the right. If you look, it doesn't matter, but he rolled the distance before he moved. Before I rolled my panic check over here on the right.
Yeah.
With the Ed Bashers.
Yeah.
But both these units from where they are both overran this direction and both failed to reach this unit.
Oh.
But it didn't matter anyway because they failed their panic check.
Which probably saved them anyway.
Which saved them as it was, and they ran off back here and took a lot of losses running through the 2 hippogriffs.
Not too many, that doesn't look like.
9. I didn't mark them. There's 2 dice on the back to mark it.
Well, you should have lost like half of them, so it's not bad.
Well, some of them didn't go through.
Oh,
there's a nice gap between.
Ah.
I think 2 files went through each one. So anyway, going on to turn 6. There they are. There's 9 dead in the back.
Okay.
You can see how big the gap was between the 2.
Yeah.
And they went like right through the gap.
Oh, I thought there was an angle. So okay.
So the Boar Boys on the top right
take the thing away.
Picked up their marker. They have a musician, so they did an about face and move 7.
Okay.
So they're out of arc from everybody.
Right.
Squig Hopper, Cave Gnasher on the top. You can barely see him.
Just goes up there to
He just walked up there out of arc. And
save points. You guys rallied.
When they rallied, when the Ed Bashers with my BSB rallied, I sent the other Gnasher up here to chaff the Knight unit. The Forlorn probably can't catch me. I think it's 16 away.
It was a 12.
It was a 12, correct.
I remember because I got there about that.
Was this when you got there?
Yeah.
Okay. And like I said, this guy came up and chaffed them. They kill me, but whatever. It prevents... I didn't want them to do something where he makes a weird charge with something here, and or I think he can actually move forward, turn, and flip through this.
Yeah.
And didn't want to take the chance on a long charge there.
Sure, sure.
So we have that. And off on the left-hand side, you can see the boar riders with
Your
their
other
token.
war machine, did it panic or what
It
happened?
panicked when the archers, when
Okay.
the crossbowmen, it's still there,
Okay.
but it panicked when the crossbowman failed, and it can't shoot this turn.
Okay.
And you can see my wizard has made it back around here,
Yeah.
and boar boys just hanging out.
Hiding with their little token.
They've got their little token, and they're happy with it. And the spider turns back around. I don't even know why I bothered. I think because I wanted to shoot the web launcher.
You wanted to shoot the web
The
launcher.
final turn, I shot the get launcher here because it couldn't shoot on turn 5, but on turn
Okay.
6 it could fire. It put a wound on him, and I put the the web launcher
Okay.
into him, just to try to get damage, and it didn't.
Right.
I think I did 2 total points to him. I needed 1 more to get a quarter,
Okay.
to get half points. But we did that. And then on his final turn, bottom of 3, he of course turns, hits him, has to wheel. I have to wheel to him, and that's the impact hit unit, so it doesn't matter.
That is
we didn't even do the fight there.
Right.
It just picked him up, and that's where it ended.
Okay.
He has one of the markers. I have 2, fortunately.
Yeah.
So we added up the points. He got 2,095 out of me. I got 594, almost nothing out of him. He won by 1501, which is 14-6. But I did have the secondary.
Yeah, it brings it back up.
Brings it back to 11-9, which is a respectable loss.
Yeah.
But the 14-6 is not. I thought at one point, once I beat that one unit in the middle of the field, I thought I was in great shape. And I think my mistake was not taking the overrun with the ironworks at that point, because I still had the ability to chaff the other unit for a turn.
Yeah, yeah.
I should have taken that on that turn, but did not. So, anyway, mistakes were made, and I also think I was way too shooty with that Gargantula.
Well, shooting was your advantage. You were trying to use it.
Yeah, and I was hoping to draw. My idea with that is to hang back, shoot, draw the opponent in, and then charge.
Right, and he's got a 16-inch, so
and he's got a better charge than me, so
you don't want to get struck by one of those lances, or that
or,
spider's going to crumble like nobody's business.
and like I said, I'm actually scared. I mean, if he does hit me with both hippogriffs, like I said, that's 8. You can go with 16 strength 5 attacks.
Yeah.
That are hitting me on 3s.
Yeah.
Which is fairly significant.
Yes.
I don't want to deal with that. So anyway, and I'm only strength 5 coming back at him, and he's got 2 up armors on both of them.
Exactly. Oh, the one has the Percival upgrade, so
he's got a better ward. Is that what that is?
Isn't that the +1 strength? Kills your magic weapons.
Is it? I don't know what that is.
I remember. I should know, but
I haven't played by Equitaine in a long time.
I remember everything's called.
Which, maybe a sign of things to come after Battle Cry.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think this may have been the first game I played where the Boar Boys actually did exactly what they're intended.
We're supposed to, which is go grab
things. They grabbed objectives and lived.
Yeah.
So I think this, it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
I've got part of the army doing what I want it to. I only lost 1 Cave Nasher hero in this one too, which is another miracle.
Yeah.
But anyway.
When we got no shooting, it makes it easier.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's what the key is there.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was a fun game. It's a great opponent. I play him every now and then. You've probably seen this. I've definitely seen this army before if you've watched a lot of the battle reports here. It's the first time he tried the Knights Forlorn.
Just finish painting them.
And unfortunately, typically our goal when we play a unit that first shows up on the table is to destroy it.
It's to crush it. So
but I failed in that regard as well.
Break their personal army morale.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Every time it's a group theory that somebody shows, or goal, or whatever you want to call it. Somebody shows up with a new unit, your goal is to kill that unit. It doesn't matter what else happens.
Exactly.
Anyway, so I failed twice in this game. Anyway, That's going to do it. Thanks for listening.
Till next time.